What's going on, guys? Hans here, welcome back to the channel. It's been a while and we're going to get to that in a minute, but today I want to talk about my Apex Legends tier list. I've done this tier list in regards to competitive and ranked play, so if you want to do something like a tier list for fun, put that in the comments below and I'll try to get that done. But we're going to be talking about how each legend is good or bad in competitive play, and this is my opinion, and I don't want to create controversy. So if you have your opinion, put it in the comments below, and I'll try to read as much of them as I can. But anyway, all that mumbo jumbo done. Let's start the video. So starting off, we have D tier, C tier, B tier, A tier, and an A+ tier. In D tier, we have one legend. That's the only legend that I think he should not be using in ranked. I mean, he's very fun and I main him, and this legend is Octane. Octane, he's a very selfish legend, put it like that. He has his jump pad, which is the only thing that benefits the team, and he has from Octane that I can see that will make me want to pick him in ranked, but he's still a very fun legend, and that should not discourage you from playing Octane. Next up we have C tier, and in C tier we have two legends. These two legends, I feel like they are very good legends, but they just need a bit of a push. We have Crypto and Loba. I think Crypto is becoming more viable for ranked. A lot more people are using him, but he just needs a little push to get him up into the higher tiers. So next up we have Loba. Loba is very early game oriented. She has her passive that after the start of the game is of no use, and her tactical is very good for repositioning, and you got her ultimate. I think overall Loba's got a very good kit. She just needs a bit of a push to get her up to the higher legends tiers and with other legends. I think Loba's ultimate, she should be able to have extra slot for her and her teammates. That will make her much better than what she is at right now. But overall, Crypto and Loba, they're not bad legends, and if you want to use them in ranked, they are perfectly viable. To be honest, all of these legends are viable in ranked if you're good enough, but they just need a bit of a push to get them up into the other legends tier, basically. Next we have Bangalore. Bangalore is in B tier, and along with another legend, she's in B tier, but Bangalore is in B tier. She, for me, has never been good, and she's never been bad. She's always been that bang average, mediocre character in, your generic character in every video game. That's what I see Bangalore as. She's never been the best character, and she's never been the worst. However, when you look at her tactical and her smoke, I think personally that's one of the best tacticals in the game. Her passive is really good. It helps to get out of sticky situations, and overall Bangalore is very much viable and very useful. I main Bangalore quite a lot as well, along with other legends, so I think she's perfectly viable, and she's in B tier. Next we have Mirage. Now, a lot of people are going to get annoyed with me this one because Mirage had a buff recently, but Mirage is in B tier along with Bangalore in my opinion. He had his buff in the Rush Treasures event, and he had his buff, and I think that's definitely going to help Mirage. He was the worst legend in the game. I think everyone can agree on that. Before he was the worst legend in the game, and I didn't see a legend worse than him. Now he is perfectly viable. His passive, if he's used in ranks, it's mostly for his passive. You get that invisible res, that is invisible respawn. And actually, you can't tell if it's a decoy or if it's actual Mirage. Before you can easily tell, okay, that's a decoy, and it wasn't very effective. Now you can actually tell it mimics the character, and I personally think that if Mirage just get one more little push, then he's for me 100% an A tier legend. Next we have A tier, and for A tier I've actually got two tiers for A tier. I've got A tier and A plus tier, and in A tier I have two legends, Pathfinder and Bloodhound. So we'll start off with Pathfinder. Now we all know that Pathfinder has that major nerf in the most recent Lost Treasures event, and no, not Lost Treasures event, the start of this season, and it got Pathfinder got his grapple increased to 35 seconds, and I think that's hit him hard. A lot of people stopped playing him, but I still think he's perfectly viable, he's perfectly playable. You just need to play him in a different manner than how it was before. His ultimate is so good at repositioning late game, or repositioning in general, getting your team from point A to point B safely. I mean, his passive is very underused in ranked. It's probably one of the best passives. You know where to set up in the ring. You got your caustic, you got your Watson, you set up defenses, and if you know where the ring is, you have an advantage over your teammates. And I think that Pathfinder is people have taken his nerf way out of context. It's not as bad as it looks, and he's still perfectly viable legend. Now we have along with Pathfinder we have Bloodhound. Bloodhound had a series of nerfs, not nerfs, buffs, and now he's best track in the game comfortably. His scan lasts 4 seconds. You put your Bangalore smoke and you scan, or you use your ulti, and you can just wipe teams out. There's not much to be said for Bloodhound. He's never been the best legend, but he does provide some team utility. And I think, to be honest, his passive isn't the best passive in the game, but it's still perfectly viable and still perfectly usable. And coming up next in A plus tier we have Lifeline. Lifeline is so good now, and I will miss the fast heals. Everyone misses the fast heals. You can't deny that. But since season 5, I played Lifeline a lot, and I've enjoyed Lifeline so much. And the res allows you to keep fighting, protecting your teammates while you're getting the res off. And if you don't like Lifeline, then if you don't like Lifeline, maybe it's because of the Mozambique here.
Mozambique, yeah.
It's such a good legend, and you can't really go wrong with her. She's a perfect legend if you're starting the game, and I think if everyone knows how good Lifeline is. But the one thing we all miss is fast heals. Now, coming up next in A plus tier, we have Revenant. My, where do we start with Revenant? His totem has absolutely broken the ranked meta in this second split, and you just get a free rush basically. I mean, if you can control it, like get in and out of cover, utilize that 100 HP to the best of your abilities. Revenant's totem is so ridiculous right now, and I have literally nothing to say for it. It's going to get nerfed, and the only thing I hope it doesn't get nerfed in is if they bring back the range. Look. Coming up next in Asia, we have Caustic. Where do we start with Caustic? Where do we start with Caustic? Caustic is Caustic. How do we say this? He's the most toxic legend in the game, and it's so infuriating. But he needs one thing to put him up in S tier, and I believe if they do this one thing for Caustic, he is going to be in S tier. This one thing is being able to differentiate between your smoke or your gas and enemy's gas. This doesn't really matter for the actual Caustic, because you go into anti-gas and you won't take any damage, but it matters for his teammates. His teammates are not able to they go into that smoke and they don't know where it's friendly or if it's enemy. So if they do that one thing for Caustic, he's S tier level for me. Lastly, in A plus tier, we have Watson. Now Watson, people always put Watson and Corsica in the same bracket, and I kind of understand that, but I always see them as different legends. Caustic, Watson is passive defender, and for me Caustic is aggressive defender. So if you like playing passively and you like playing safe, then Watson is definitely the best legend in the game for you. But if you don't like playing that, then I wouldn't recommend playing Caustic. Coming up, I think Watson is in a good place right now. There's not much I would change about her. Her ultimate is so good. You know, you get a Gibby ult and then you just put your ultimate down. It's so good right now, and there's not much I'll change or nerf about Watson. She's in a good spot right now, and she's probably, along with Bloodhound and maybe like Wraith and Gibby, I'll say the most solid spots right now. Coming up next, we have Gibby. Now Gibby, thick boy Gibby, he's just a little bit better version of Lifeline now. He has the fast res inside his dome, fast heals inside his dome, and you just gotta love Gibby. It's Gibby, and he's S tier legend, and I think that if you don't see Gibby as an S tier legend, then you're clearly deluded, because he is an S tier legend. So there's nothing I would add to Gibby's kit, but there's something I would take away, and that is definitely a nerf. You need this. I don't know what about Gibby you should nerf, but there is something you should nerf, because he is way too good right now. He's in a disgusting state right now. Lastly and finally, I think we all know Wraith. You know, your TTV Wraith, sweaty Wraiths. What can you say about her? She had her rework, and her phase shift is 30% faster. She has an extra second on it. I mean, it takes longer, but I think Respawn did a successful job in changing Wraith from being her Wraith's tactical, from being a get out of jail free card to more of a repositioning to make, like, maybe flanking without being seen by the enemy, and if flanking without being seen by the enemy, and Wraith just manages to do so many things that any other legend could do. Her ultimate is fantastic, her tactical is fantastic, and we all know that Wraith is just the TTB Wraith. You know, if you know, you know. Anyway, that concludes it. Anyway, that is it for this tier list. It has been Hands. Please do consider subscribing. It is free. You can unsubscribe at any time. You get to see more content, and why would you not? But why would you not consider subscribing? Anyway, that's it from me, Hands, and see you in the next one. Peace.
Doing